and then I'll walk you through the microphone.
Oh, it is.
John, don't take it. John, you want to get in here for one? Come on, come on.
Yeah, get
Here we
in.
go, John.
Here we go, John.
For those who don't know, John Spencer, Director of Recruitment.
All right.
They want him to hold anything, or we just-
All right.
Oh, awesome. Okay, sorry.
Cool.
All right, Caleb, you want to lead us off, and then we'll go to Kevin and DJ and Sean. Please state your name and affiliation for DeAndre's sake.
My name is Caleb Turner. I'm with KSL.com here in Salt Lake. DeAndre, we'll just start with you. At what point did you think that a move was something that you wanted to do to a different team, and why was RSL the right place?
Am I supposed to use?
It's good.
It doesn't matter.
It's all
Oh,
good.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I there had been some interest for a little bit there. Kind of a whirlwind of the past couple of weeks, to be honest. But main thing I think is just that RSL showed that they really value me, not only now but for the future, and that's important for me, especially I'm 32, so I'm obviously on the older side, I think. So to have a club show that much commitment, to me, at this stage in my career means a lot, and hopefully I can repay them.
And then for both of you, I believe you had some overlap in Seattle.
We did.
When you first came up. Can you talk about maybe what your interactions were like back then, and if that helped maybe make this move more comfortable for both of you?
You want me to go first?
You can go first. Yeah.
I mean, it was like technically. Well, I mean, Garth was the GM, I think, at the time, right? But yeah, I mean, when DeAndre signed his first contract, I was in Seattle and in charge of scouting there, and obviously, it's just very familiar with him as a person, as a character, and I know what he brings in the locker room. He was obviously a lot younger back then, so maybe a little less mature, but no, it's in terms of being comfortable with bringing him here and knowing what he can do not only on the field but within the group and in the locker room. Yeah, it helped a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of, like he said, we saw him a lot, especially when we were in the academy, because he was kind of like that bridge. So, if we were going up to do first team stuff, this is who we'd see. Yeah, it was, to be honest, a long time ago, so it's hard to remember a lot of the interactions, but no, it's a great guy. Obviously, played for his father. And yeah, just a great family in general. So, it made me really confident in choosing Salt Lake.
DJ.
David James with KTV and the Zone Sports Radio Network. You have some memories of playing here, but have you followed the club very closely since you've been back? Because you've been in the East.
Mm-hmm.
So do you know a lot of the guys?
No, I mean, honestly, no, I haven't. I didn't know exactly that I'd end up here, 6 months ago. So, but as there was interest there, I started following a bit, and just seeing how the team plays, and obviously there's great players on this team. Pablo's a very well-known coach and great coach. So, yeah, it's exciting for me. It's a new challenge for me. And I think as a player, that's what you want. If you're too comfortable, you're not going to grow, and hopefully I can grow even more than I already have here.
You were at Cincinnati, RSL. Were you talking to anybody else, or is it just those two clubs?
No, it's just between those two.
Kevin.
This is Kurt. How has the transfer window changed for you with the Millers at the helm, and kind of what's that adjustment been like for you?
It's the changes who have to tell what we're doing. That's the biggest change. No, they've been very supportive, right? It's clear what their objective is to build a good team that the community can be proud of, and their support is massive in being able to go and do things. It's still really early with them, and I'm excited to go into the winter window, having more time spent under them and with them and their support and their backing. But yeah, they've been very supportive with everything that we've done.
Jimmy?
Jimmy with ABC4 in Royal Riot. I want to ask you, and right off the bat, I'm not calling you old, but the club has one of the youngest starting lineups in MLS. How do you balance bringing your leadership while still fitting into a youthful dynamic in this club?
Yeah, I think you can say it. I am on the older side now, which is weird to say, but I still feel youthful. At heart. Physically, I still feel great. I just think mentally, I'm. I don't want to call it old, but more mature, I guess. So, while it's obviously helping perform on the pitch, physically and also mentally, it's also off the pitch. Helping the younger guys who were in the same positions that I was. So yeah, it's maybe mature. Maybe mature is a better word than old, I guess. Because honestly, physically, I still feel great.
My other question is the right back position has been kind of a rotation here in Real Salt Lake. What specific qualities do you think you can bring to provide consistency in that position?
Again, just maturity. It's a position I've played my whole career. With a bunch of different coaches. So I've had to adapt in a different club. So I've also had to adapt in that sense. So, I don't think it'll be any different here. But I'm excited to work with this team. It's exciting. There's great players here. Like I said, it's a great coach. From what I've seen, everybody's been super welcoming, and that makes this transition so easy. So. I'm just excited to get started.
And my last one is what does success looks for you here in Real Salt Lake, and how you plan to contribute to it?
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't to win trophies. I think if you're a player and you're not in for it, if you're not in it for that, then what's the point? So that's what I want to try to help do here, and if it's this year, if it's next year, whenever, however long I'm gonna be here. I want to try to help win trophies. So that's success.
DeAndre, Jake Hatch, KSL Sports. Guys like Diego Luna here, Xavier Gozo, who are kind of they're ascending in terms of the national team attention. You're kind of coming on the downward side of it, but can you help guys with your international experience and the national team experience to help them feel more comfortable? Yeah,
for sure. Obviously, I never want to overstep with those guys, but if they come to me with questions, they know I've been in that position, and I was quite young when I joined the national team, and they're also in the same position, so it's great for them. It's awesome that they're being able to start so young and get into that group. But yeah, I definitely not going to overstep and say this is how you need to do things, but I'll definitely be there if they have any questions or they need to vent about anything like that. I think as a older guy, that's kind of a role that I need to play is helping these young guys not only on the pitch but off the pitch or whatever it may be, if it's with the national team, if it's with life, is it whatever it may be.
You played internationally for quite a while, but you've come back to Major League Soccer. What's different between when you were with Seattle, went overseas, and then came back? What's the biggest difference in the league?
The level's gotten way better. First of all. The type of players that are being now attracted to the league and the type of players that are being brought to the league is tenfold from when I was in the league, and just everything from the small details, from facilities to stadiums to the fans I can see are really starting to understand the game now, which I don't know was the sense when I was back in Seattle. It was still so young, so it's exciting to see. And now you got a World Cup coming up here, so that's only going to grow it even more. So it's exciting stuff in this country. So I'm happy to be here and be a part of it.
Sean, Carlos, then Brant.
Yeah, DeAndre, just to follow up a little bit, and again, I mean, we're using terms like experience and veteran and that kind of thing. You are by no means old. So
it's all right. I'm not offended.
In a lot of ways. And you touched on this, so maybe we can just kind of follow up on it. Was that attractive to you with how young this roster is to be able to be kind of one of those veteran guys? Like I said, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but it seems like that's kind of been a little bit of a role that you've established since coming back to MLS.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm a guy that I love projects, and this definitely feels like a project. Whether that be off the field, I love creative type things. I love building things, painting, drawing, whatever it may be, any type of project I love, and this is definitely a project. So I think, in life you definitely want to try to inspire and help as many people as you can. And, if I'm in a position where I can do that, then that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully I'm able to help these young guys here, and maybe guys that are older than me also, I don't know. And same back to me, they can help me as well. So, it's an exciting project, and it's an exciting time.
Touching on that off the field a little bit, who is DeAndre Yedlin, the non-soccer player? Because it feels like we got to know you at a pretty young age. You were on the national team at a young age, and you were awesome coming up out of college and everything like that. So outside of the pitch, like, do you see this as kind of a community, a landscape? I know everybody talks about like the national parks and mountains.
No, for sure, for sure. First and foremost, I'm a family man. Family's first for me at all times. So there's no decision that I make without them at the forefront. But other than that, I love the nature. I love mountains. I love hiking, and that was definitely that definitely lured me a little bit, I will say. Growing up in Seattle, it's something I do every week with my grandfather. So I definitely feel at home when I'm around mountains. And I'm a pretty creative guy. I love fashion, kind of anything that has to do with creativity. But fashion is definitely that top one for me. Pretty laid back, willing to help out. I want to make myself a part of the community as quick as possible. Not just on the field and off the field type stuff. So I'm excited to see what this community has to offer and how I can help build it.
And best-selling author, I think I saw something like a while back.
Yeah,
you were writing
I don't know best-selling, but author of 2 children's books are out right now, just kind of about mindfulness. Co-authored with Drake Callender, who is now a Charlotte. That's a thing that we're both really passionate about, and personally, we both thought that there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough children's stuff about mindfulness, so we wanted to see how we could put it into a children's book and kind of add stuff from our own life, specifically about nature, and kind of tie it in. So, 2 books out now. There's a 3rd book on the way, so it's exciting.
DJ.
Kurt, as you looked at the right back spot, can you just say, what you were looking for, why you settled on DeAndre? Other players probably provided other stuff. What'd you prioritize?
Yeah, look, it has been a spot that we've had a few guys play this year. Noel Kaliskin has been fantastic during this last run of games. But the way we play, the right back spot is a little bit different than some other teams. But it's also important to us to have some tactical flexibility and versatility. And DeAndre is someone that we think can come in and do a few different jobs in a few different setups and systems. And again, Noel is someone that came to us as a central midfielder, and this allows him to grow into that role as well. So DeAndre's ability to fit into what we've been doing for the last 18 months, give or take, the majority of the time, but give us the flexibility to either now or in the future to adjust and change things a little bit was a big factor.
Brent Vogel, RSL Random Fan Podcast. I'm curious about the move. What was so attractive for this? Because you're kind of taking a few steps down the table, leaving a successful team this year and coming to one that's trying to find similar success. So what was so attractive about this move for you?
Like I said, just the value that they put on me, not only now but for the future. I think that was a big one for me. There's also about wanting to get back closer to home. I've been pretty far from Seattle now for a pretty long time, and a lot of my family's still in Seattle, so I think it's a 2-hour flight now, and they're all pretty excited that they'll be able to visit a lot more. And I think there's they already looked it up, there's 6 or 7 flights a day coming from Seattle to Salt Lake, so they've already got plans and everything to get down here. So that was another big factor for my wife. My mom and grandmother are able to help out a little bit more with the kids, so she's gonna have a little bit of help while I'm gone now, which is good. the mountains. I love nature. I love hiking. I love all of that. So that was definitely a factor. But I think the main thing was just the trust and commitment and value that they showed. Just really how much they wanted me. And as a player, you obviously have to prove yourself, but it's nice to be wanted as well. And if there's one thing I've learned from my career is go where you're wanted. So here I am.
And how does this move fit into your career path? Much longer do you want to play? Because obviously you want to play forever.
Mm-hmm.
But how does this figure into what you're finishing up your career the next 7 years?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just taking it, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. So we'll see. I don't want to put a definite timeline on the end of my career because it could be that, guy that was just with Kai Kamara, he's 41 years old. And I don't know if he thought he'd be playing that long, Tim Ream. So, I don't want to put a number on it, but, I'm just looking to try to improve every day, to try to win things here, to help produce on the field, to help, guys off the field, and that's just really what I'm focused on.
Carlos.
Carlos Artiles, el show RSL ahí, podcast en español. ¿Puedo preguntar en español? Sí. Tienes una gran larga experiencia en muchos equipos en Europa, etcétera. Vienes aquí, estabas diciendo que vas a mirar día a día, mes a mes. ¿Te ilusionas terminar tu carrera aquí en Salt Lake o te gustaría volver hacia a tu ciudad de nacimiento?
I'll translate for you.
I think I understood, but
yeah.
Go ahead, yeah.
With all the experience you have overseas as well as in the MLS, and as you talk about going month for month, week by week, do you see yourself ending your career here or in MLS, or would you like to go back overseas and play in one of those leagues?
Definitely not back overseas. I think just for my family and where we see ourselves, that wouldn't be a realistic move. As far as ending here in Salt Lake, could be. I don't know. It's hard to say right now. I still feel, like I said, I still feel physically good. I still feel fresh mentally. I'm still good. It's an exciting new chapter for both me and my family. So I haven't really thought about when the quote unquote end is, but for right now I'm here. So I'm just focused on being here.
Kurt, ¿se te ha quedado algo pendiente en esta ventana? ¿Queda todavía algo? ¿Se te ha quedado un resquemor por no fichar a alguien importante?
With the transfer windows coming to an end, but still having some of those hours left, is there anything more you want to see or are hoping to see before that ends?
Yeah, I mean, it's literal hours right now, but there may be one or two things that get announced. But I think we've had a pretty good window up till now, and we feel like we've added some pieces that the team needed to strengthen, that the group needed, and we're happy with it right now. But there may be one or two more things to be announced.
La última pregunta sobre los árbitros. ¿Está haciendo algo el club con los arbitrajes?
Man, don't get fined, huh? Okay, sorry. Is that just translated or no? No, you can. It's fine. You can translate. No, translate. It's fine.
You make something for the referees? With the club?
The referees have a hard job, and that might be the nicest thing I'll say about them right now. But they have a very difficult job, and we have a different referee every week, and sometimes, unfortunately, it leads to different interpretations from week to week of what the rules are. And one of my gripes with VAR, as much as it's intended to get things right, it just gives you another person that gets to weigh in and give you their opinion. So, what I will say is it's tough what they do, and we have a lot of sympathy. I have a lot of sympathy for that. But us as a club, the players, when they're playing, I think all we can ask for is consistency, right? And if players are playing the game, they need to know, is this a foul? Yes or no? What is a foul? What's a handball? What's a yellow card? What's a red card? And once they know where the limits are, then they can play within them. And the issue I think that I have and that we've had at points this season is just not knowing, or those lines seeming to move on us and be in a different place this game than the next game or the last game. And there's been times where they've released their evaluations and, hey, we shouldn't have called this, and it's like that's great. It doesn't help us much now, but I'm really happy you guys acknowledge that. I'm hopeful that going forward, we don't need to hear any more explanations about how the call should have been different in our game.
El caso Luna, lo protestaron al comité de disciplina independiente o no?
In Luna's case, did we protect or want to appeal for that, or no?
I mean, of course we wanted to in terms of his suspension, and I didn't think it was correct, but in terms of just the letter of the law and the criteria that needs to be met to overturn a suspension like that, because it was a second yellow card, and the sequence of events that happened after discussing things with the league, it wasn't something that was going to be effectively appealed. So, we didn't appeal it, and, I think the referees would have, you never know how the panel would vote at the end of the day, but enough people who had watched it thought, yeah, it was a second yellow, it was a yellow card, right? And obviously when the yellow card, the bar is a lot lower than if it's a red card or not, so it would have had to be something where it's not even a foul, or it wasn't even Diego, I think, to get that overturned, and that wasn't the case.
Anybody else want to?
Sorry, to be clear, they judged the foul that Diego committed to be before the foul that he suffered. And so, that's why it wasn't something to appeal. It wasn't like the red card offense happened and then the yellow card. It was the other way around.
Is that one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
DeAndre, what is your relationship with some of the players on the team? Is this an all-new group you've never played with? You don't have any relationships, or is there someone that you have?
Yeah, no, I haven't played with any of the players on the team before, but I definitely know of them, and I've played with guys that know them quite well. So I've spoken with a few guys that I've played with, or guys that I know throughout the league, and nothing but good things to say about the guys in this group. And I've seen today, it's a great group. Yeah, I'm excited to get to know the guys even better and get to work with them.
Can I ask a
Yeah,
silly
go ahead.
question? Obviously, you talked to Diego today. Have you two kind of just counted how many tattoos you got together?
No, we're going to have to do that. Might have to get a little competition going. We tatted up come the end of the year. But no, we haven't. He has me beat on the face, though, so I might have to get one or two. We'll see.
Thank you.
Johnny Russell with the tiebreaker.
Right.
Kevin, anything else? DJ, you good? Carlos?
¿Cree que este equipo puede salir campeón este año?
Do you think this team can be champions this year or soon?
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's one of the things about MLS is, you just got to get in the playoffs, and then it's really anybody's game. So it's almost like two different seasons, I guess. You have, the regular season, and then you've got playoffs, which is almost like a tournament. And it's, who can be the best of the tournament. I think last year Red Bull was in, I don't know what position they were in, but they were a lower seed and got to the final. So, yeah, of course I do. And I think we have a great team and great players, and hopefully we can get stuff clicking quick and make a run for it.
All right, thanks everybody. Thank you, Dan.